I'm on page 73 in your textbooks. Please follow with me on your screens or in your books. So basically, grade 9s, if I can explain to you now, when a business sells trading stock, they can either sell it for cash money, where they receive the money immediately, or they can sell it on credit, which we call a credit sale. Now, in my previous videos, I've been showing you how to record a credit sale. And we record credit sales in my debtors journal. Debtors are people who owe me money. All right. So if you think about this, grade 9s, those debtors owe you money. So eventually they are going to have to pay you for those goods that they took, correct? So if they are paying me for the goods that they took on credit, that means that I am now, a month later or whatever the arrangement was, I am now receiving that money from a debtor. So when we receive money from a debtor, we are going to record it in my cash receipts journal, because that debtor has now paid me, and I record all money that I receive in my CRJ. So let's have a look at that. Recording receipts from debtors in the cash receipts journal. So debtors have to settle their accounts with a business within a certain period of time. They do this by paying cash to the business in the form of cash, checks, or direct deposits. So that means the business is receiving cash, a check, or a direct deposit. So when we receive money from a debtor, we have to issue the debtor with a receipt. Okay? So when the debtor, the person who owes me money, settles their debt with the business will receive the cash and then issue a receipt to the debtor as proof of payment. And the business will hand the original receipt to the client, and they will use the duplicate receipt for recording purposes. So my source document is a duplicate receipt. Okay, remember in my CRJ for a cash sale, can you remember what my document number was for cash sales, or my source document? Cash sales were always CRR. Okay, that's something completely different though. That's for when we did cash sales. Okay, so now I am receiving money from a debtor for the goods that they took without paying for them when they left my shop. They made an arrangement with me to take these goods on credit. So we can see here it says, issue receipt number 65 to J. Doolan. Okay, J. Doolan on the 30th of June 2014. Part payment of his account. So who is J. Doolan to my business? Well, I'm issuing him a receipt. So if I'm issuing a receipt to someone, that means that I received something from them. Okay, for part payment on his account. So he is settling a part of his account. 3,919 is what I received from him. M. Brand, the bookkeeper, completed the receipt. So if we look at this is an example of what a receipt looks like. We can see that the name of my business is Lamon Traders. Okay, if you look at my previous examples, we've been dealing with Lamon Traders as well. I issued him receipt number 65. The date was on the 30th of June. Who did I receive the money from? I received it from J. Doolan, 3,919. What was this for? It was for his account. His account meaning that him, J. Doolan, bought goods on credit. So in other words, the business Lamon Traders had previously made a credit sale. And now Jay Doolan on the 30th is now paying me. So Jay Doolan was actually a debtor. And if we look back at this previous example over here, we can see that on the 21st, Jay Doolan had bought goods on credit because we sold to him. The business, Lamont Traders, had made a sale. Okay, and now it's saying that Jay Doolan paid us $3,919. Okay, that amount is a lot bigger than what we recorded in the debtor's journal, but it could be that he owed me money from the previous month as well. All right, so now I need to update my cash receipts journal because I have now received this money from Jay Doolan. So he no longer owes me that money. Correct? So now we need to update the cash receipts journal. So as with all receipts that have been received by the business, the debtors' payments of their accounts also have to be recorded in the CRJ. So you're going to see in my CRJ, there's going to be a new column. Okay? And that new column is going to be called debtors control. And debtors control is a control account that records how much money people owe to the business. Okay, debtors control is an asset in the balance sheet account. Okay, so debtors control is classified as an asset. And remember, okay, that's for when we're doing T accounts. So debtors control is classified as an asset. Assets increase on the debit and decrease on the credit. And in my trial balance, it's going to form part of my balance sheet section. Okay. Right. So receipts from debtors decrease the debtors control balance in the books of the business. So I'll explain that a little bit later when it comes to T accounts and general ledgers. So debtors control, the more a debtor buys from me, the more they owe. So in other words, my DJ transactions will always go on this side because debtors control is a control account for people who owe me money. And I record credit sales in my debtors journal. When I receive money from a debtor, it's going to decrease. Because if a debtor has now paid me, I have received the money from the debtor, they no longer owe me. So my debtors control is going to be decreasing. I'll do a lot more on this later, but let's first just look at how to record in the CRJ. So if we look here now, we can see they're asking us to record receipt number 65, so basically the transaction, in Lamont Traders. So we can see document number 65 on day 30. Who did we receive money from? Jay Doolan. And we can see here in the folio, we've now adding something called D1. So I know if I go look in my debtors journal, we will see here that he's always referred to as D1. Okay, it follows him. So we can keep record of his account. How much money did I receive from him? 3,919. There was no other transactions for that day. So we send it to bank. And what was that for? That was for Jay Doolan. Who is he to my business? What was he doing? He was paying his account. So now I put that amount into debtors control because debtors control is a control account for people who owe me money. Okay, he's now paid me, so he doesn't owe me anymore. So I need to record that in my debtors control account. Otherwise, it's not going to balance. Okay, so I want to start with activity 7.2 now. And I'll do this one with you, the entire activity. And then maybe one of the other ones I'll let you do by yourself and then just post the memo. I'll see how it goes. Okay, so it says there, activity 7.2 on page 74. Refer to activity 7.1, so that's the previous activity that we just did, trendy stores, which marks their goods at cost plus 45. So this was their markup. Record the following transactions of trendy stores in the debtor's journal. So this tells us that there is credit sales. Okay, so the business is allowing people to take goods without paying for them and allowing them to pay for it at a later stage. And the cash receipts journal of the business for May 2013. Okay, then those are the columns they want. That's fine. We've already drawn that up. Okay, so because of ease of turning pages and stuff, I'm first going to do my debtor's journal and then I will do my CRJ. So let's go through these quickly and see if we can say which journal they should go to. So this is saying issued receipt 001. So this is my clue. Issued receipt 001 for 382 Rand and 82 cents to G. Jersey in payment of his account. So this is saying that we received money from G. Jersey, and we know that from my previous activity 7.1 that G. Jersey is a debtor. Okay, he is someone who buys on credit from me and he owes me money. Okay, so which journal is this going to? It's going to my CRJ, and we are going to put it in my debtors control column. Okay, because G. Jersey is a debtor and I have now received money from him. So it is going to be affecting my debtors control column. Sold goods on credit. That is your Q word over there. We did credit sales. So that is going to my debtors journal, because that is where I record goods sold on credit. On the 17th, I issued an invoice. Invoice, we know, if I am issuing it, that means that I am giving a invoice to a customer for merchandise. Merchandise is another word for trading stock, sold on credit. Which journal? DJ. Okay, your two clues over there, that was your first one. We issued an invoice. That means it goes to the DJ. Sold on credit, that's your second clue to tell you that it's going to your debtor's journal. On the 21st, I received 1,595 Rand. Received should be your first clue. From S. Shumwe in payment of his account. Who is S. Shumwe to my business? He is a debtor. So this is going to go to my CRJ and it must go into my debtors control column. DC stands for debtors control, not disconnected. Okay. Issued a receipt. Issued a receipt to Al-Manay. Who is Al-Manay to my business? A debtor. So I'm receiving money from a debtor. So my debtors control is going to be affected in payment of his account. Okay, so I received money. So this is going to go to my CRJ into my debtors control column. Then on the 30th, we sold merchandise, sold trading stock on credit to Al-Manay. Which journal is that going to? Okay, we made a credit sales. It says that we sold trading stock on credit. So this is going to my debtors journal. Okay, so I'm going to start with first just recording all my debtors journal transactions because my CRJ is on page 50 and I don't want to keep flapping between. So I'm first going to post all my debtors journal entries and then I will turn over the page to post my CRJ. So just a quick recap. Debtors journal is where I record all my credit sales. It's all the trading stock that I let consumers or customers take without paying for them right then and there. They are going to pay for them at a later stage. All right. I know that transactions must go to my DJ if I see the words issued receipt. Oh, sorry, not issued receipt, issued invoice. Okay, or if you see the word credit sales, then you know it must go to my DJ. Trading stock has been taken and we have not paid for it, or the customer has not paid for it yet. Okay, my markup is still 45% because we're still in trendy stores. So let's go. Okay, my first transaction that we did now in my textbook that must go to the DJ is on the 10th. So it's day 10. Document number, it doesn't give us a document number. Okay, so let's just continue with, that was April over there in the previous one, and we ended with